Hello, did you miss me last week? Did you miss me while I wasn't here? Did you miss me? I'll get my bell, shall I? Welcome to Brew at 2. Welcome to Brew at 2. This is going to be a bit of a strange show because well, because I've got another cold. I don't think I sound quite as stuffed up as I did yesterday, and my glasses are mucky as well. I don't know how glasses get so mucky, you know. I'm sure. I've got another cold, as you can sort of kind of hear, but I've got a cough, and really I feel a bit crap, if I'm honest. So this might be a short. It might be a short brew at 2, depending on how the voice goes. T-Boy in training is in the kitchen washing the pots, and T-Boy is on mummy duty, but I'll come on to that in a moment. So I thought we'd have a brew at 2. It might not be quite as cheerful and enthusiastic as I perhaps normally would be, but nonetheless we can all congregate and we can all have half an hour together, can't we? And see how we get on. So I hope you're all well. I hope you all feel better. I hope you all feel better than I do. I could just go to sleep. Don't make me laugh because I will start coughing. So what was I going to say then? Yeah, if you're new here, if you're new in these parts, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you've hit that little bell at the end of the subscribe button, and then you'll get notifications and you'll know when we've gone live. I've got one or two more videos that are in the can, waiting for you to get. Lady Helen's got a cough and a cold, and she feels crap as well. So you've got my sympathy, Lady Helen. Get your feet up and get watching. If I fall to sleep, somebody just give me a prod. Just give me a prod. I've had some headache tablets. So they're making me feel a bit like that, making me feel a bit dozy. And it's that kind of time of day as well, isn't it, when you need a nap? It's warm. I've got my little fan on down here. It's just slightly out of shot. Look there, look, you can see it. They're brilliant, these. Little USB fan. If you've not got one, you need to buy one. So, right, where shall we begin? Right, we'll begin with last week, shall we? And where I was. Well, excuse me. Quite a few of you probably know that we've got this Cleveless Together Town Centre Partnership going. So far there's been, well, if I'm honest, a lot of talk and not much action. But nonetheless, we were selected by somebody in central government for a task force. And basically what they were doing is sending the consultants in to have a look at Cleveless and see whether or not there was anything that they could see that we could do to make the town better. Because that's the kind of plan that we're on with. So it was last Tuesday, and I did put a comment on the Brew at 2 Facebook group. If you're not already in it, why are you not already in it? If you join that, you get the kind of you get the tittle tattle and the backstory and the photographs and whatnot. Make sure you've joined it. And I did put a post in the Brew at 2 chat group to say that I wouldn't be here because I was going to the council. Well, let's just say I've watched better paint drying. Stephen's got sad news. Why Stephen got... Oh, do you mean Stephen's got sad news because his fan's been nicked? I thought we were talking about something seriously sad then. So yeah, so this woman asked us what we thought, you know, typical consultant caper, asked us what we thought, and then is going to go away and write a report about it. So we will see. I will keep you posted. But on the positive side, it was nice to just sit and do nothing for a couple of hours and just put my feet up. So every cloud has a silver lining, as they say. So that's where I was last Tuesday. I wanted to go, number one, to see what was happening, and number two, to see if I needed to stick my oar in. I didn't do too bad. I kept my mouth shut. Daniel did most of it for me. So that was that. So then moving on to Mummy Dearest, and probably the reason why I feel like I do, and why I've got a cold. So Mummy's not well. Chrissy's not well. Chrissy's not well at all, in fact. So can't quite put my finger on what the underlying issue is. Other than, did I tell you a fortnight ago? I think I probably did. The cardiac nurse had put her on another drug for her heart, and it's sort of knocked her kidneys off a bit. So it's made her tired and sort of dopey, and a bit like I feel now, actually, that sort of feeling. So it's made her tired, and it's made her feel nauseous, and it's made her not really feel sparkling at all, if I'm honest. So the retest today, and it's still like it was. So she's not really kind of come round much. So parallel to all this, you know, I told you she'd got osteoporosis, and her back is, if you can imagine sort of a head here, this is what a back looks like. It's a right shape, it's a right mess. So her back's really giving her some jip. In fact, that's an underestimation, that it's more that kind of shape. It's more completely bent, with her head stuck on the end here and the legs here. You get the drift. So her back's giving her some jip. So this morning I've finally got some sense out of the doctors. I have to say, been very good. And hello, Sean in Ireland. So he said that she can go back on morphine. So that's a positive. So tomorrow she'll be nicely. She's having one in an evening and one in the morning, so the sort of slow release. So she'll be like that. She'll be la gaga. So I'm hoping that by next week, when we reconvene, that I might have some better news for you. She might feel a lot better. So while all this has been going on, then I've started with this. So we had our AGM last week at the Russell Beach group. Last Wednesday, goodness, it seems ever such a long time ago, which was a really nice meeting, and we had some biscuits and some coffee and tea, and had a bit of a panic because we'd no clicky thing with no remote for the television to put the presentation on so that everybody could watch it. So I sort of briefly contemplated for a minute or two doing a tap dance. So that went quite well. We got a couple of new members, and it was lovely to meet Cezzy. Cezzy turned up after relocating to Blackpool. She came on, I presume you came on the tram, did you, Cezzy? Sarah, as we know. I said, I can't keep calling you Cezzy. Sounds a bit odd in real life, doesn't it, calling you by your YouTube name? So Sarah turned up, and I think she enjoyed it, and another new lady called Sue. So we had a nice meeting and acquired a couple of new members. So that was Wednesday. So I did feel really tired when we did that. And then on Thursday I got up and I'd got this cough and snotty nose and all the rest of it. So here we go again. Here we go again. So I've done nothing but cough. I've COVID tested and that's come back clear. So I reckon it's just a summer cold, and because I've been burning the candle at all ends and in the middle. I'll live. I'm sure I'll live. But I honestly feel like I'm going to fall asleep. I've got my brew at 2. I've got my cup. No new bats to welcome this week either, so I didn't bother getting the bat map out. That just shows you, doesn't it? So it's not quite our normal show, is it? I can hear Rattle Can still putting his cutlery away. It's a right job, you know, watching Kevin washing pots. It takes him forever. He does a pre-wash and then he washes them and then he dries them and oh god, and then he leaves half of them out. So that's that. Anyway, on a more bright and cheerful note, I do have some good news from the garden, because we've got my pond finished, which you might remember I got for my birthday. So T-Boy in Training has managed to get that finished. So this pond, it's a preformed liner shape, so you kind of basically dig a hole and put it in, and it's got like a little trough round the edge, like if you cut my hands off, you know, I'd never be able to talk, would I? It's got like a sort of a trough round the edge like that, so the water comes up to there. And then there's a sort of a dip around the edge that you fill with soil and then put your plants in. So it looks right effective. So I've planted it up. We've got the water in, we've got the plants in, and then, drum roll and fanfare, the frogs have moved in. The frogs have moved in. I was so pleased. I can't tell you how pleased I was. So we've got this rather large chap. It must be about that big, and we reckon he's going to be the cock of the pond. You know, I used to have a cock of the school when you were at school. So this little froggy woggy goes off swimming, and I kid you not, his legs were that long. They were that long, a full foot long they were when he went swim off. So then, as we were carrying on doing all this, there were just frogs everywhere. So I'm right pleased. So Kevin's built. We've got, when in our garden, because this used to be a beach where we are. So every time you put a spade in to try and dig a hole, you pull a pebble out, and when I say pebble, I mean a pebble. Oh, ready. So we've got like all these pebbles, and we because we didn't want them anyway, we lined them all up down the side of the house to save for a rainy day, because they cost a fortune if you've got to buy them. So Kevin jet washed them all and got all the crap and muck off them, and then he's built this sort of like little cascadey type thing, so it's like a ladder almost for him to climb in and out. So not only is it a ladder for him to climb in and out, it's also full of little hidey holes. So yesterday we were watching one, and he's sort of got his little face stuck between these pebbles, peeping. I'm easily pleased, aren't I? I'm easily pleased. So yeah, so there we go. So anyway, the really gruesome thing, now I don't know whether any of you can put any light on this one. With my little teeny tiny pond, had got plants planted around the edge of it, and one of which turned out to be quite invasive, so I'd taken it out and we put it in some plastic trays to transplant what we wanted and then leave what we didn't. So Kevin and I stood on the lawn at the weekend, trying to decide where to put these plants and how many we needed and what we were going to dump and all the rest of it. And all at once, we hears this really loud, really kind of upset sounding squeak coming out of the border at the side of us. And then this little frog shot out at border at 90 miles an hour. So us stopped, turned round and went back. Now, I must admit, we do have one or two little mice in our menagerie, which I must say I'm quite fond of them as well. I'm quite fond of them as much as I am the frogs. So I kept thinking about that little squeak, you know, and the first thing I thought was, has the frog been trying to eat the mouse? Has the frog been trying to eat the mouse? So I googled it when I came in, and apparently frogs do eat mice. Now this frog was only about that big, it was a little one. So either the frog was trying to eat a baby mouse, or the mouse was trying to eat a frog and got it stuck. But something was going on in that bush. Something was going on in that bush. So I keep thinking about that little mouse and thinking, I do hope that it weren't being cannibalised. So there you go. We might need to have a referee in the garden, and you know, clobber the perpetrators. So that's what we've been doing. So that's been the complete extent of my world in the last week. Feeling crap, ponds and my mum. So I think today when we've finished, I think this is going to be a quick show. And I think today when we've finished, I'm going to take my cup of tea and I'm going to go and sit on the sofa and I'm going to put my feet up and I'm going to go to sleep, I think, feeling as I am at the moment. Sean has just posted a comment. Aldo says he's got a hedgehog and he loves dried mealworms. Oh, now then, Christine has heard a frog scream. I wonder if it was a frog. I wonder if the mouse was trying to eat the frog. I'd have said they were roughly same size, actually. I would say they were roughly about same size, so it could have been either one, but it did sound like a mouse screaming. It did sound like a mouse. Oh, now then. Marcus says his house is built next to an historic pond from the dinosaur age, with frogs and a snake and no fish. And when a storm is coming, the frogs sing wildly like a warning of heavy rain. Well, as you can see, it's raining here. It's raining. It's been chucking it down all morning, on and off. I think it might have stopped a minute. It's very warm. In fact, where's the thermometer? Where's the thermometer? Let's have a weather check. Oh, it's 30 degrees. There you go. Look, I told you it's warm. I've got my fan blowing at me. It's not really making much difference. So there you go. Anyway, moving on. Colin, yeah. Sean from Ireland was just asking me whether I knew Colin. Yes, I do know Colin, Sean, and yes, you're right, he is lovely. Bit strange really, because I didn't know Colin from Adam, obviously. And as you're walking around in Blackpool with a camera in your hand, you kind of see other people doing similar things and say, what's your channel? So one day I sort of walked up to him and he walked up to me and I said, what do you do? And he said, I'm Colin, I do Seaside. And he's lovely, he's really nice, but the strange thing is that we just keep bumping into one another. Here comes trouble.
Good afternoon.
Is this trouble times two?
Good afternoon.
Oh, it's trouble times two, look. It's the elderly trouble and the slightly younger trouble.
Hello everybody.
I'm not stopping.
How are we doing?
I'm croaking.
I'm stopping.
Oh, do you want to do a row at two then, Kevin?
Yeah.
I'm croaking. I feel like I'm going to go to sleep. They're just giving me a nod every so often.
You know what happened? Last time I did Brew at 2?
What? Nothing.
Well, I tried, didn't I? And it went a bit wrong. Now the thing is, what I can make it very entertaining because you're very good. You've not passed it on, have you?
No.
Kept it to yourself.
They were talking to me this morning, and I went and held my breath until it.
So entertaining bit is if I get that close, she's got to hold her breath. So what colour blue would you like?
I nearly did something rude then. I nearly forgot myself and forgot that we were on
Brew at 2.
We were on Brew at 2, and I nearly gesticulated to you.
Did you show them the real you?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. John says that you should take over and let me have a rest.
Didn't lionesses do well, hey?
Didn't they? If you want a job doing, ask a woman.
She's signing up next year. Aren't you, Jane?
Goalie.
No. No. That's a Gap shirt, that, Christine. From Freeport, when there used to be a Gap at Freeport. And I'm a bit discombobulated now because it's closed, and we used to get, in fact I think, have you got one on T-Boy?
There used to be a Gap there, but I filled it.
Yeah. So both of them have got quite an extensive collection of shirts and t-shirts from Gap. And I'm not paying full price, they're too dear full price, but we used to get some right bargains. Marcus says he learned a lot from living next door to a pond just last week. An Indian guy's dog who was abused by the owner ran into the pond to get away from the owner. Oh, that's awful. Poor thing. Poor thing. Yeah, internet goes wobbly when you two turn up.
It shouldn't do. We've got the best quality line now.
Yes, we've.
Have you told them?
No, we've put another line in. We've put another line in so that we can deliver a high quality of Brew at 2 to you people. Which going on today's performance. It just save me money.
I was going to ask because I've just finished the pots.
I told him you're washing up.
Yeah.
And that you always make a meal of it.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. How many people do a pre-wash? Dirty water from before to clean the pots first, so that when you clean them for the final time, they're
not just nearly clean, they're really clean.
Really clean. I think there's a song.
It takes him an hour and a half, like, but you know,
yeah.
I wash pots and they're done in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when I finish pots, I've got to start on your list, haven't I?
Stephen says he pre-washes pots.
Good lad, Stephen.
Oh dear, is it a man thing then? Is it a man thing?
See? It's not just me.
Is it a man thing? Pointless, exactly, Aldo. Pointless. So, actually, I think, oh, I'm not chucking it away. Christine, I'm not chucking Kevin's shirt away. He's got plenty of wear left in that yet. Until it don't fit him.
Well, ask my dad if he's got any spare and we can do a recycling job.
Yeah. Keith might have got some spare ones.
Yeah, as soon as Keith's got a spare, she can have it.
She can't, I like that one. So, any questions, anybody? Because I think I'm going to call this a day in another minute or two, because I feel a bit crap, really. So if you want a question answering, get it in now. And otherwise, we will reconvene next week, and hope I feel better, and I've got better news for you. I've got more to tell you. The internet works. The sun's shining. Putin's been annihilated. Politicians have all had a personality transplant. Is that it? Have we done? No questions? Right, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to call it a day. I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you. And I'm going to go. Oh, what, Aldo? Yes, well done, Aldo. I know it's your birthday tomorrow because I've got you on my little bit of paper. Anne Allen asked me to wish Ken Allen a happy birthday on the 31st of July. But obviously I didn't do anything. Joanne's sending me a parcel to the burger shop, and I know somebody else has sent me a letter. I saw it on Chris's video that he did the other day. So when I feel better and I'm back into Blackpool, I will go and fetch them, and I will do a video while I'm there. Oh goodness, Pauline pre-washes as well, Kevin. And it's Aldo's birthday today. Is that right, Aldo? Have I got the right day? According to my tomorrow it's Aldo's birthday on the 3rd. I've got 2nd on my list, so that's wrong. Happy birthday tomorrow, Aldo. Something about a giant tortoise, just a second. Oh, there's a giant tortoise in the southeast of England, and it's on the train tracks, causing delays. Well, there you go. So now you know. Right, people. I will love you and leave you and see you next time. So, bye for now. Toodle paper.